Oh my god, this is crazy!
Middleofnowheregaming.com. Everybody go to that website. Say we sent you.
Yeah, get that traffic up.
I bet they're really good at Minecraft. They're probably the antithesis of us.
This is the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast.
Welcome into episode 66 of the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Courtney Osborne, and today I am joined by the Destiny demigod, Miles.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Okay. And?
Strong Finch Sean Richards. That actually wasn't too bad.
That wasn't as bad as it could have been.
No, it wasn't.
Been really, really bad.
What's up, everybody?
So, yeah, we have a random name generator up on Miles' computer, and we've been trying to come up with a good nickname for Sean, and he just keeps rolling the random names out there, and they're all really, really bad and funny sounding. And so we were just like, let's just do a random one. Let's come up with the first one that pops up. So that's... And
he got Strong Finch instead of some of the way more awful ones that I've seen.
Yeah, he could have been anything, but from now on, you are the Strong Finch, Sean.
That has some power.
I will accept it.
It's actually not that bad. Like, yeah. It could have been so bad.
No.
Do we want to give an example?
Kind of fitting how the Destiny demigod figured out my destiny.
Oh.
I see what you did there.
Destiny. Like, fate. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to give a bad example, Miles, of what his name could have been.
I think the worst example I've seen is Sean could have been Seriously Stoned Infant.
Seriously Stoned Infant.
Yep.
So
there you go.
You will forever not be known by that, Sean. How lucky. And everyone will notice Lou's not on the podcast this week. Lou is currently in Wonderland, swimming in his own poop.
Okay.
The legend that is Lou continues.
We'll come up with a good story for why he's doing that.
Yeah, he's in Wonderland, right? That was what we said. He was Alice.
I didn't agree to that, but yes, I guess.
You did say he was Alice. Remember in the chat? You meant to say
he was Alice.
You meant to say alive, and you said Alice.
Oh, did I?
And I was like, oh, he's in Wonderland, and yeah, that's where the joke went.
Okay, I don't doubt that now. Yeah. That probably happened.
But Lou should be back for his normal role in the podcast next week, and that will also be the time when we will recap our 2014 predictions, and we'll go over and we'll go through the scores. I sent it out to one of our listeners, Josh, and he has listened to it and come up with the score for each of the predictions or whatever, and then we will make our 2015 predictions. And then we'll go over some of the best of 2014 stuff for our website, and then maybe go through some MONG Podcast Award stuff. I don't know, like maybe talk about how we individually voted for everything or something along those lines. It'll be a little bit different of a podcast. It'll be more like a first podcast of the year kind of episode, even though this is technically the first. We wanted that episode to be this week, but Lou's not available this week, so we couldn't do it this week, so we're going to do it next week.
Timey-wimey.
Yeah, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff, all that. Other than that, an update. I know some of you out there have been expecting an episode of Blow the Cartridge, and unfortunately, that'll have to wait a while. We ran into a lot of scheduling issues, a lot of internet outages, a lot of just random stuff that happened all on top of each other every time we had planned it. And so it hasn't happened yet. It will happen, or as of right now, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't happen. So hopefully sooner than later, we'll get that ball rolling. And we will definitely make announcements everywhere on all the social media sites and everything whenever that actually does get rolling.
The world's just falling apart right now, folks. Give us a minute.
It is 2015. The world is ending.
I thought it was supposed to end in 2014.
It ends every year. That's what I hear.
That's true.
I do hear that. There's a different culture, a different country. They all say it's going to end. And So we'll just go with random one this time. Mongnia. Mongnia says it's ending. So anything worth mentioning this week, you guys? Anything happening?
My dreads are coming along nicely.
Your dreads are coming along nicely?
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome. You should be taking like weekly pictures or something.
I should, but I'm too lazy to do that.
Yeah, I run into that issue a lot.
Make one of those time-lapse videos.
Yeah.
Just take a picture every day.
I'm too lazy to take the picture, so I'm not going to make a video.
2015 time lapse of Miles' dreads. There you go.
Someone will do it one day.
One day. Sean, anything exciting happening?
Not necessarily, no.
No? You back at school, right?
No. Yes, I am taking ethics and working game journalism. That's always a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
But
Definitely.
But no, back in school, living the dream, as they say.
Living the dream. I start school next Tuesday, and I could not be dreading it more. Like, this past month has flown by. It's ridiculous. And it's like, I don't know, normally over winter break, I beat like 6, 7, 8 games, something like that every year. And this year, the only game I've actually beat over winter break was Far Cry 4 and then the first episode of Tales from the Borderlands. Like, that's it. And I probably would have beaten, 6 or 7 games, something like that, had I not completely fallen in love and been obsessed with Minecraft. I say that. I have to admit to everybody. I know I sort of admitted it a month ago or something like that whenever I played it for the first time finally and said it was actually pretty good. But now I do have to kind of eat crow here and say, I was wrong. I am completely obsessed with that game. I should never have played it because it has taken over my life. I play it every free moment I get when I'm not editing stories for our website or at work or writing stories or editing the podcasts and videos and stuff like that. Like, I have just been completely obsessed with it.
Keep your ears perked for next month. The Intervention Podcast.
The Intervention Podcast. Yes, Sean?
Actually, this is the intervention. This is not the podcast.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
I'm sorry we could not get Lou in here, but Miles, would you like to speak about this?
I still love you.
Actually, not having to do with the intervention, but I've actually been considering starting either a Let's Play series or some sort of just video series or podcast series, something that has to do with Minecraft, because I've spent so much time with it lately that I feel like, it would be kind of fun to just start uploading some videos from it or uploading something, me and people talking while we're playing it or something. I don't know. Something. I'm keeping that idea open, throwing it out there, and it's already got a name, MONG Craft. I mean, come on, it couldn't be more easier to name that. But so if anybody has any ideas, I'm open to them. Shoot them my way.
Make a server.
We can further Bernie's addiction.
Moderator.
Yes. I might, if I think about it when I'm editing this episode, I might put some of the pictures in the video. That way, some of the pictures I've already taken of what I've been building, what my friends and I have been building and stuff like that. We'll see if I remember, though. I don't have a great memory. But are you guys ready to move on to the news from nowhere?
The news from nowhere.
I guess that means we're moving on.
That does.
Okay. How many stories? 9.
There. Oh, I was going to say 8, so I guess I'm glad you got that out.
9! Ha-ha!
All right, yeah. In story 1 is the new Nintendo 3DS XL finally has a release date. On February 13th, it'll be finally making its way to North America. And it is... excuse me. The new 3DS XL also has opted to use micro SD cards for its memory, and the system will include a 4GB card in the box. The system will be available in red and black at launch, and it will cost $200.
Awesome.
200 USD.
Dude, I am so excited for this. Like, I want one really, 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 really bad.
I am.
You're what? Sorry.
I am.
I'm just excited.
You just are.
Yeah, I am. I'm not excited, but okay.
Sean, what were you saying, Sean?
I'm actually pretty excited for this. I want to see how new games will get the new 3DS how they'll utilize the little C-stick there.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that they opt to use the micro SD cards instead of, just random, or just random, or just random little memory cards that only work for the handheld, unlike some other competitor out there. Vita.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was a pain in the ass.
No, did the 3DS and XL before this, they worked with SD cards, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, plain old SD cards.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Yeah, that's good, at least, because, yeah, you're right. Proprietary memory, however much I love my Vita, news update, I have Vita and I love it, that is a lot of money to pay for a really small amount of memory in the grand scheme of things.
Yes, it is. It's a pain in the ass. But yeah, I want to get. I plan on getting this. Are either of you guys going to get it at launch?
Nope.
Sean?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't necessarily plan on getting it at launch, especially since I already have a 3DS, 3DS XL. I would, if I'm going to get it, I would have to sell my 3DS XL because there's no point in me having both of them, and it's just I'm not in that much of a rush to get it since. There's not a whole lot of games that require it that I will be playing right away. Of course, I'm going to be playing Majora's Mask when it comes out sometime, after it comes out. And I'm going to be playing Xenoblade Chronicles on it whenever it comes out sometime, But, I'm not in a hurry to play it. I have other games I'm going to be playing. Minecraft, Dying Light, The Order, all these other games, Bloodborne, and it's just... So I will get it, and it'll probably be sometime this year, but it's just... there's no way I'm going to get it next month.
I don't plan on really getting it at all. I've had quite a few DSs and 3DSs, XLs and GGs and EEs, so,
What if Pokemon, the next Pokemon comes out and it's announced only as being compatible with that? Would you not get it then?
I might, but at the moment, without a new Pokemon and such, I don't plan on it. My next system or console that I'll buy is probably going to be an Xbox One, but that won't be until Phantom Dust comes out.
Ah, okay.
I'll plan on getting it probably around March, whenever I get some actual money. But, yeah, there seems to be a lot coming up for this. But also, can Nintendo, please... get your name straight.
Oh, God.
Stop choosing confusing names like New Nintendo 3DS XL. What the hell? It's getting more confusing than Street Fighter. Damn.
We're going to have new 3DS XL, and I'm right there with you. I cannot stand their naming schemes. It's ridiculous. It's very, very...
And then they'll have some sort of crossover thing. New 3DS XL IU.
Wasn't
a random letter.
Wasn't Final Fantasy originally a Nintendo game?
Yeah,
probably. Yeah,
Final Fantasy. Yeah, back in the 80s.
Oh yeah,
the original Famicom or something like that.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 1 through 6 was actually all on the Famicom, or all on Nintendo consoles until the PlayStation came around.
And 7 came out, right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So yeah, maybe Square, some of the original Square members are working for Nintendo now, their naming department.
The next 3DS is the 3DS Dissidia Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah, it's what the fuck? Sorry. Okay, let's move on. Number 2.
Okay, trailing off of that 3DS news, there was also a Majora's Mask 3D... Oh, well, Majora's Mask 3D has a release date. There's also a new 3DS XL coming with it. And both of those will be launching on February 13th. So, at the same time as everyone else gets there. If you get one of the normal-looking ones, you're probably going to be a little angry because it doesn't look as nice as the Majora's Mask one.
Yeah.
And the console will not come with Majora's Mask 3D, and I guess that stands for both ways, which makes sense, in the US. However, in the UK, the game will be pre-installed onto the system, and you know what I have to say about that? I'm going to steal one from Greg Miller. Oi! We get everything else!
What the fuck is up with that, though?
That's kind of stupid.
Why would we not get it in the UK? I don't understand the marketing in that, whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense. What was it? There was another special edition announced. God.
I think I think it's the pre-order edition of Majora's Mask gets like a Skull Kid. I think it's a Skull Kid amiibo or Skull Kid statue. I'm not completely sure.
That may be. I was talking about special edition new 3DS XL, like another themed console, but it wasn't Majora's Mask. It was maybe Xenoblade Chronicles or
I'm looking.
Or one of the other ones, but it is.
Monster Hunter.
Oh, it's Monster Hunter. That's it. Yeah.
And wow, that actually looks really nice.
Yeah, and it is coming with the game pre-installed. It's gonna happen, and it's $230 because the game's going to be pre-installed on it. And it's just like, why would you not do that with Majora's Mask then? Like, I don't understand how hard it is to do that. Like, why is that different?
Especially since a lot of people are going to be buying Majora's Mask. I mean,
yep. It's a system seller.
Yeah, it's kind of silly not to do that, but
I understand Monster Hunter's a system seller too. Why not just package them both with the games? Like,
yeah,
that just I don't know. I don't understand Nintendo. I just don't. I don't get it.
I don't know. It's like they're like, well, we could have all of this money, but we just want some of this money.
We don't want to be cocky, guys. You can still have some of the money, and it may. Well, no, it's not even a like a rights thing, because technically Nintendo owns Zelda, right? So it's because Monster Hunter's not owned by Nintendo. That's a Capcom thing.
It might as well be.
I know, since it doesn't come anywhere else. But I don't know. It blows my mind. Really silly. So are you guys, if ever you get a 3DS or new 3DS XL, are you going to get Majora's Mask?
Yeah, I probably will. I know that's one of the games that, like, I know everyone was... I tried Ocarina of Time. I really didn't enjoy the controls. And if it's the same controls, I probably won't end up buying it because, well, I guess the extra C-stick, that can be used as another analog stick, right?
Yeah, it's like a camera stick, I think, for some games.
Okay. In that case, I might actually get it. And I might even pick up Ocarina of Time just because, updated controls.
Yeah, that'd be nice. What about you, Sean? Are you going to be getting Majora's Mask?
Well, I've never actually played Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask when they originally came out.
Yeah.
So... yeah, I'll definitely be picking both of those up. So,
I mean, I played Ocarina of Time when I grew up, or when I was growing up on 64, and then I replayed it on GameCube, I believe. But I never got a chance to play Majora's Mask. I don't know what it was. I know a few of my friends had it, and I saw it and heard of it, and for some reason, I think maybe they told me that it was really scary or something. So, like, I don't think I ever wanted to play it because of that. But for some reason, it's always been in my head that Majora's Mask was like the odd game, and I was just never going to play it because it was weird and scary and stupid or something. I don't even know. But so I plan on playing it now. Like, I've heard a lot of great things about it since then. But yeah, I for sure want to get it. But
it sounds very polarizing. Like, a lot of people say that it's a kind of a weird game, that it's one of the weirder ones in the Zelda franchise, while others claim that's probably the best Zelda game ever out there.
Yeah, I know. It's definitely polarizing. Like, there are people who say it is the best or it's the worst. And
I think we can all agree Zelda 2 is the worst.
I don't think I've played it, so...
yeah, I can't agree to that.
So, yep, sorry. You're on your own, Tom. Alright, so moving on. Number 3. This morning, during the Nintendo Direct, Nintendo also announced that select Wii titles will be coming to the Wii U. The titles announced are Super Mario Galaxy 2, yes, Punch-Out, and Metroid Prime Trilogy. Super Mario Galaxy 2 will be available shortly. Okay, so I guess that's today. That's going to be available today. Punch-Out will be released on January 22nd, and Metroid Prime Trilogy will come out on January 29th. The titles will be available at half price for a week after they're released. No idea what the price is on those yet, as far as I know. I don't think I've seen any release date or release prices. But then they also announced that there will be more Wii titles coming to the Nintendo eShop in the future, and this is only the beginning. That's good news. It's something people have been wanting for quite a while. Everybody likes the PSN backlog of games where you can buy old PlayStation games and stuff like that. And it was just one of those things that, when was Nintendo finally going to take that jump and add their last generation of games? Wii titles like Super Mario Galaxy or Super Mario Galaxy 2. Like those are the ones I'm really, really wanting to play on my Wii U.
Now this is going to be the third generation of consoles that Metroid Prime has been on, correct?
I have no idea. What didn't it start on GameCube?
I think so, and I guess
Yeah.
I count the Wii and the Wii U as two separate generations.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's good. How about they release a new Metroid game? That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be really cool.
I mean, they're running out of other franchises, so
I mean,
Yeah.
they're always going to have Zelda. Just
Might that be one of your predictions next week, Miles? Maybe?
sure, now that I've said it.
We'll see if you remember it.
New Pokemon. There you go. That's another one.
Yeah, there you go. All right, moving on. That's you, Sean.
Right. Number 4, Forza Motorsport 6 has been announced for the Xbox One. The latest entry in Turn 10 Studios' racing sim franchise was announced to coincide with the announcement of Ford's latest GT supercar. As part of a deal struck between Turn 10 and Ford Motor Company, the new GT will be featured on the cover of the upcoming game. In addition, other Ford performance vehicles such as the Shelby GT350 and the F-150 Raptor will also appear in the game. Whilst no further information was revealed about the game, Dan, is it Greenewald?
I have no idea. I've never seen that name before.
Greenawald.
The creative director at Turn 10 stated that we are very excited to unveil gameplay at E3 in June. In reporting the announcement, Xbox also confirmed that this year will be the biggest and busiest in Forza history as they celebrate the 10th anniversary of the franchise.
Oh, that's cool.
I couldn't care less.
Yeah, I'm not a racing person, so I don't really care about it at all.
I know what they're going to do. For the release of Forza Motorsport 6, they're just going to, like, pull an Oprah, and everyone that's there is going to be like, and you get a...
GT supercar.
GT supercar, you get a GT supercar, and you get a GT supercar, and we're bankrupt.
Oh, Turn 10
Oh,
would
man.
go out with a bang.
We're using all of Turn 10's proceeds and money to make this happen.
No, it is cool that they've made it 10 years, though. The 10th anniversary. I don't know if that's 10 years or 10 games. Because I don't know.
Isn't Forza been annualized in a way?
I think
Because
so.
I know they have the Forza games and then the Forza Horizon games.
Yeah, they have Motorsport and Horizon alternating years.
Let's see. Forza originally came out in 2005.
Yeah, I was going to say,
So,
with
yep.
the original release of the 360.
Yep.
That makes sense.
10 years. 10 car racing years.
10 kart racing years. Car, not cart, my bad. So, other than our jealousy of awesome cars, ready to move on?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's not talk about awesome cars anymore. Okay. Number 5, in an interview with Game Informer, Naughty Dog stated that they wanted to make Uncharted 4, in quotes, one of the best games out there.
No.
Right?
What? Uncharted 4? An amazing game? What?
I don't know. Druckmann stated that the team has a real hunger to do something not seen in the first 3 Uncharted games. Aliens. They play them. Okay, in quotes, he says. They play them, and they wanted to go back to them. They just love those. The challenge is trying to find that and to make sure all of those new systems work in order to make a game they'll be proud of playing themselves. Talking about the team. Straley agreed with the statement, adding that the drive and pressure is created from inside the studio and not outside. Straley added that everybody working on the project wants to create something that they could be proud of and would be able to say, this is Uncharted 4. Straley mentioned that making a game like Uncharted 4 is not easy. They've had to find the right balance between making it fun, respecting the schedules, and hitting the right frame rates. Druckmann added that during brainstorm sessions, when someone says something is too difficult, someone else will respond with, "We're Naughty Dog." That statement carries so much weight and importance that the studio wants to ensure it still means something in the future. I don't know about you guys, but when I read that and I read the whole respond with "We're Naughty Dog," I got goosebumps. I was just like, damn.
It's so It sounds like I would love to watch a documentary of just Naughty Dog going all through that, and then that's like the final line of the movie. It's just like, we're Naughty Dog.
Exactly.
Roll credits.
Exactly.
I imagine if I were in those meetings, that person would probably piss me off. It's like, guys, this is unrealistic. We're Naughty Dog. Well, then you do it. I don't know. I mean, personally, I did not really enjoy Uncharted when I tried it out, so it's like, And also, quoting him on we want this to be one of the best games out there. Shouldn't every developer want their game to be one of the best games out there?
Yeah, but
I mean,
like part of the story says, Naughty Dog whole saying Naughty Dog carries weight. You know, like them saying they want it to be one of the best games out there is way more significant than the Turn 10 saying they want Forza Motorsport 6 to be one of the best games out there. Because, yeah, it will be one of the best racing games, but it's still not going to get the publicity that Uncharted 4 could garner. You know, more people will play that kind of game than they'll play a racing game. If Uncharted 4 comes out and it's a flop, that is a huge story, and they have a lot of pressure to not make it that.
What's concerning me is the team has a real hunger to do something not seen in the first 3 Uncharted games. That makes me wonder, what exactly are they doing? Are they going to like mix in The Last of Us kind of with it?
I mean, they've already, if you watch the PlayStation Experience demo, they've already added a bunch of the stealth and the combat stuff and the shooting mechanics to Uncharted that were in Last of Us. And then the other stories about how almost all of the areas you'll traverse in the game are going to be bigger and like, you know, more levels that you can go up and over and around. It'll be more open, but they're trying to keep the narrative experience the same and just as strong. And if they try to, what I really see happening is they're going to make the narrative experience in Uncharted more like The Last of Us, because they're completely different games, and not only the fact that one's the apocalypse and one's like a Tomb Raider story, but the whole narrative, the storytelling, that is completely different between the two games. And if they make Uncharted a lot more about the story, then, you know, like that'll be different than Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 1, because that was not all about the story. It was more about the climbing and the finding treasures and Nathan Drake making jokes as he's about to fall off a cliff and that kind of stuff.
Also, another thing that worries me, because if we draw an analogy from the Uncharted series to the Indiana Jones movies, trilogy are great. The other trilogy was great. Indiana Jones 4, on the other hand, not so great.
Yeah, well, they were also not Naughty Dog. I don't know. I can't see Naughty Dog releasing a bad game. I just can't. We have not seen a bad game from Naughty Dog. It's just something that they don't go hand in hand. It's just, I don't know. I just can't.
It's the first time for everything.
Courtney. There is. Yeah, there is. I absolutely agree with that. And I've said many times that once they do that, things will never be the same. Naughty Dog releasing a shit game would be horrible for PlayStation, because Naughty Dog is known as not only PlayStation's best developer, best first-party developer, but many people regard them as the best developer in the world. And so it's just like, that would be horrible. Horrible to have them release a bad game. I don't know.
I'm just going to say this.
Yeah.
They released The Last of Us pretty much during E3. Yeah. And look how much that sold.
Yeah.
If they need more time, they will take that time, because they want to make sure Uncharted 4 is amazing. So Uncharted 4 being amazing is almost guaranteed. I agree with you, Courtney.
Yeah, it's going to happen one way or another. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. Moving on.
Speaking of other developers that love to make great games.
Oh.
In a statement from Telltale's new CEO, Kevin Bruner, it was revealed that Telltale is working on a new IP. Bruner said, quote, "We're already working on some of the biggest franchises in entertainment. And when you add our unannounced partnerships and upcoming original IP, it's clear the most exciting time to be at Telltale is now. And there will continue to be more and more opportunities to innovate ahead of us." Bruner was previously one of the company's co-founders and president before taking over the CEO role from Dan Connors, who stepped down. Oh God, Telltale. Stop.
I see. It wasn't okay. The unannounced IP, original IP part, that wasn't even the most significant part of that story to me. The significant part of that story was when he said our unannounced partnerships. You mean you have even more already? Like, oh my God, I just can't. Like, what? We're gonna see a Star Wars, we're gonna see a Doctor Who, we're gonna see like they're just gonna keep coming up with these, and I just. Woo! Telltale.
I'm looking at their background. Was the last original IP they developed what is it? Is it Nelson Tether's Puzzle Agent, or is it Hector Badge of Courage, or Sam and Max the Devil's Playhouse?
I have no idea.
Wasn't Sam and Max based on something though?
Yes, Sam and Max was based on something.
Okay, so it's definitely not that. Tales of Monkey Island?
Wait, was that based?
No,
on
that was
something?
LucasArts.
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, I'm just looking at their development history, so it's on here. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because what was The Wolf Among Us based on?
Because
I thought that was an
Fables
original
comics.
IP at first.
Fables.
No, it's not.
That was Fables, the
Yeah.
comic series. I don't know. They've done Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, CSI, Sam and Max. It's just like all these games are licensed products. I don't know. They did Telltale Texas Hold'em.
I'm not counting that. I don't want to speak out of turn and say that I've never seen them make a original IP, but I want to see how they stand on their own two legs, honestly. Because most of the IPs they've made come out with something for has been it's pretty established, or maybe not with story in the Tale of in terms of the Tales of Borderlands, but it's I want to see them do something that isn't and we partnered with this big name thing to make this game. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at their development history like you were, and God, they did have original IPs when they started. These Bone out of Boneville.
That's not original.
That's not even original?
No, Bone is a comic.
Okay. It's just I'm looking at the pictures of the covers for their games, and these looked horrible.
Well, to be fair, Bone actually looks pretty good if you compare it to the comic. Not that the comic has bad art, but that's exactly what the comic looks like.
Yeah.
But
okay. Anyways,
I don't know. And Strong Bad, that's not even original. I never even knew that was a game.
What? Law and Order Legacies? It had 7 episodes and it was released bi-weekly.
Law and Order Legacies. I don't even see that on here.
That was 2011, 2012.
Good gracious.
That was right before The Walking Dead. Right before.
Oh, there it is.
Their last episode of it was released a month before the first episode of The Walking Dead. Wow. That's crazy.
I respect their timetables and how they're just haha, yearly, we do things weekly here at Telltale, but still.
Yep.
I mean, I can see that because their engine is so simple and they're able to implement things a lot better, but I think we're getting telltaled out almost because they're almost for sure going to make another season of The Walking Dead.
Yep.
They're almost certainly going to do another season of The Wolf Among Us.
Yep.
And then they have Tales from the Borderlands. They have Game of Thrones.
Minecraft.
They have fucking Minecraft. What else is there?
Yeah, but see,
Dragon Ball Z.
what? Oh God, that would be awesome. I would buy it. The one thing though we're not looking at here is that we're acting like we have to play every one of them. We're acting like every single Telltale series we need to play, we have to play, we have to talk about it, when that's not really the case. And them creating all these different IP, these different franchises that are popular, they could just be for fans of those franchises. Maybe, they're creating a Minecraft one for just a Minecraft audience, they don't expect the Walking Dead audience to play the Minecraft game. They want games for different audiences to bring them all in and not us all to play every one of them. So I do agree that, God, we're being overloaded with Telltale games. And I kind of personally feel like I have to play them all because I love Telltale, but I think we may be looking at it a little wrong.
I don't know. Even if I'm not playing it, having to see 5 story. It's just like Call of Duty. Like when everyone's like, Call of Duty's coming out, aren't you so hype? It's like, no. I prefer if you don't want to, don't talk to me about it. It's Call of Duty though. It's advanced warfare with mech suits. So I don't know. It's like when something's as big as Telltale or Call of Duty, as I said, when they're that big and they get that much coverage, it's just like, guys, calm down. You don't have to make every game. Yep. We know that's what you're trying to do, but you don't have to.
But I mean, I'm sure that they are seeing like sales numbers just skyrocketing right now, which is leading to all these different partnerships and all the different games, and they have no reason to slow down yet. So until they see it dwindle a little bit, they're not going to.
They're going to make a game of life game.
Oh no! Based on every board game is going to get a game from Telltale.
Exactly.
Monopoly
Monopoly
story mode. Oh no! Do you really want Boardwalk?
You start getting bankrupt. It's just like everything gets really depressing.
Player 2 will remember this.
Or you're just sitting on the railroad, just shaking your head.
The race car will remember this.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm sorry. Moving on?
Yeah. So, story number 7 out of 9, for those of you who are trying to keep track and failing. I don't know how you can. Rockstar has announced that GTA 5 on PC has been delayed.
No!
Just like Heist.
No!
No! The original release date was January 28th and is now pushed back to March 24th. Rockstar has released PC screenshots and requirements for the PC version, however. And that's kind of a big delay, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a huge one.
That's like 2 months.
God, what this one has been delayed like 2 or 3 times now.
Which means, have Heist actually come out yet?
No, it hasn't.
Okay, which means we won't be seeing those for like another 2 years.
Heist, I think part of the same story was that Heist was supposed to come out a few weeks before PC release. So that's what I read. I'm not sure if that meant a few weeks before the game is released on PC or a few weeks before Heist is released on PC.
So here's the actual story. They're not actually pushing it back because the PC version isn't released. They're pushing it back because they need more time for Heist.
Yeah, they're still working on Heist. You know, the promise from like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is one of the biggest franchises out there, one of the highest selling games, and once it hits PC, the sales are going to go through the roof because how many people own a PC and how many people would play it on there.
Mods.
Mods are going to be a big thing. There's so many people who want it there, and it's going to be damn gorgeous because it's going to support 4K, it's going to support 1080p, 60 frames per second, all that stuff, and I just can't even. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be really awesome for all those people who are waiting for it.
It's basically going to be all the buzzwords Total Biscuit loves to use.
Yeah.
I can fist fight people in 4K definition.
Yeah. Moving on. Wait. Oh, sorry.
Okay, now you can go.
Motherfuck. Sony has announced that
if I could high five you, Miles, I would right now.
Sony has announced that they have sold over 18.5 million PlayStation 4s. The announcement was made by PlayStation Japan and translated by Gamatsu. According to PlayStation Japan, Sony has sold 4.1 million PlayStation 4s during the holiday season, which defined by Sony was November 24th to January 4th. Following this announcement, Sony's CEO Kazuo Hirai spoke about the PlayStation 4 and the future of gaming. He said, "This is a remarkable success for this next generation console and actually exceeding the rate of adoption of any other PlayStation platform to date. PlayStation 4 continues to attract our valued users while providing the best place to play, and together with our third-party developers and publishers, including a remarkable group of independent game developers, we will continue to provide the best entertainment available, while delivering Sony signature WoW to our valued customers." 18.5 million. That's a lot. That's a lot in 1 year. That is a lot.
To be honest, considering what PlayStation Plus gives you, it's probably the best entertainment value as well.
Yeah, that's true. That was a Freudian slip. Yeah, with all the free games you get just by having that subscription, I mean, it's only $50. You know, you get, if you have every console, if you have every PlayStation console, you're getting, what is it, at least 6 games every single month, at least. Yep. Sometimes it's a few more. Yeah. And if you only have one of the consoles, then you're getting normally at least 2, but most of the time you're getting 3 or 4 because of cross-buy.
Yep.
That is just, oh man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
All that money.
I'm really, really curious to know Nintendo's updated number on Wii U sales and Microsoft's updated number on Xbox One. I would love to know all of their lifetime sales up to January 4th. That would be really, really cool to find out.
However, I especially want to hear about Wii U.
Yeah.
Just due to Smash Brothers and all this, especially all this new information coming out. I was looking at Japan's numbers, and Japan recently crossed the 1 million mark for PlayStation 4s.
Yeah, PlayStation 4 sales.
And there was like 1 week. They had 1 week where they surpassed the Wii U sales and then went back down. So they had their 1 week of glory. So I wonder how well the Wii U is doing in Japan versus over in America.
And see, even saying that, it comes with the kind of sad notion or sad realization where that even those sales aren't very high. The Wii U sales, like, you know, it did beat out the Wii U for 1 week, but even the Wii U in Japan is not selling very well. Like, week-to-week basis, it is not doing very well. And so that's, you know, console gaming, while everyone said that it was dying, it's not. You know, it is thriving right now worldwide, but it is dying in Japan. It is very, very quickly dying. Handheld gaming's taking off.
They want everything small.
Yes.
Consoles aren't small.
Boobs, small.
They also have arcades over there, which is weird because I never see an arcade over here, but they still have the gaming arcades.
I don't think I've ever actually been in a full-blown arcade. Like, you know, just specifically supposed to be an arcade. I've been in places with arcade games, you know, but not just an arcade.
There's an arcade near me. It's like died and come back, but it's an arcade.
Oh man, I wish I had one. That'd be fun. I miss playing on those. I used to play on those kind of games at like bowling alleys and pizza shops and stuff.
I always notice when I go into arcades, they smell really sweaty and musty.
Yeah, yeah, that's a thing.
That makes me not want to be in a place for extended periods of time.
I feel like Sean may have been introducing something with the arcade comment.
Maybe?
Well, I mean, I was also doing that, and also, my nephew actually has an arcade cabinet in his room.
For what?
Yes. It's not Galaga, it's something like that. It's a shmup. But, oh god,
Space
if I
Invaders?
had... No, it's... Oh, I can't figure out.
A bullet hell game?
I just love Galaga.
Yeah. Well, it's a game like that. But
Ikaruga?
Speaking of... What?
Speaking of, go ahead.
Speaking of arcade games, Flappy Bird, the most infamous video game that was removed due to its addictive nature, will likely come back in the wild in a different way, because by Baytech Games, the makers of several arcade cabinets, have obtained the licensing rights for the video game. The cabinet, which has one button and a 42-inch screen, will allow people to get tickets for each pipe passed. Players will also obviously compete for high scores. Why can't we let this fucking game die? I don't know.
Can you imagine that, though? Wasting quarters just to die in like a 1 second, not even get past the first pipe.
No. No.
It's a perfect marketing thing. Like that is so good. They're gonna get so many quarters out of that.
The only good thing that came out of Flappy Bird is that when it was taken off the I don't know, whatever, the App Store, that's what they call it, for Apple. My friend, we looked on eBay, and apparently phones that had it on it were like going for ridiculous amounts of money.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand why they would pay that much for a game that was free, correct?
Everything that has ever been taken away all of a sudden becomes a rare value, really, really expensive.
So phones were going for like 1,000 on eBay if they had that on it, and like we honestly tried to put his phone on there, and unfortunately we got like the eBay thing was like you have to wipe all the data, so if it's not wiped, you can't sell it. And I'm like, oh, I could have made a few.
You still could have technically, because those who were buying it would know that that they were buying something for what was on it, and eBay doesn't technically check it because it doesn't go to them. You send it straight to the buyer. But
yeah.
But still, I don't know.
But if you put it up there as like phone with Flappy Bird, eBay flagged it and was like,
yeah. Maybe just include it in like the picture. Like, has Flappy Bird installed already? That way they can't get it with the text reader or whatever.
You open the box, it's just, had a dead bird inside.
Oh God!
You just flap it around.
This is a genius idea though on the playing it the arcade cabinet thing.
I mean, the creator probably doesn't care. He's made his thousands.
Well, I mean, wasn't it pulled down to like actually because he stole assets from Nintendo or something like that to make it?
I think that was a thing, but
I know his reason. His reason for pulling it down was because it was too addicting, but that's not the actual reason. Like that was bullshit. That was not.
I saw some of the tweets he was getting. I could kind of understand that logic. Was it probably true? Probably not, because he was getting a lot of money. But
yeah, he made bank, like all of a sudden.
He was making like $50K a day.
Yeah,
it's like what?
Can you imagine? What? Can you imagine doing that? Like, oh man,
I can't.
I can't. I have no idea.
I couldn't do that now that this game has already done that.
I have never had that much money combined in my entire life. Even adding in like scholarships and stuff, like everything I have done with my life, I've never had that much money combined. And he made that in a day. Like,
what's the thing?
Our jealousy. You can hear it. All right, so let's move on to the review wrap-up.
Yeah. I'll take it, I guess.
Since it is the beginning of the year and we did go through the holiday season, there were not a whole lot of new releases. And out of those new releases, there weren't a whole lot of reviews from us because everyone was busy, and a lot of it was littler games that we didn't get review copies for and stuff like that. But we do have one review, so Miles, take it away.
There's a single review from one Brian Horst. Maybe.
I don't remember how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Sorry, Brian.
Hoerst. There you go. He reviewed Resogun for the Vita, and he gave it a 7.9 out of 10. His words were, overall, Resogun is an experience to be experienced. That's something.
Yeah.
Its proper home is on the PS4, but if the PS3 or Vita are your only options, it's about as good as a game can be without being great. If you want the great experience with the flying shooter on the Vita and prefer heart-pounding sounds over eye candy, play Luftrausers instead. With that being said, the high score-focused gameplay and leaderboard come... Oh wow, I'm messing this up bad. I don't know why.
Stumbling over the words.
Let's rewind a little bit. With that being said, the high score-focused gameplay and leaderboard competition that come along with Resogun keep it fresh for a while. In addition, many people may receive the game for free as it's a cross-buy title and was a PlayStation Plus title for multiple months in 2013 and 2014.
Show.
What? Okay, yeah. I knew it was up there for like a long time, but yeah.
It was up there for like the first 6 months or something like that of PlayStation 4's life cycle.
Yeah.
Before PlayStation 4 changed the whole PlayStation Plus thing, where instead of going week by week, now it's like full month.
Which was July, I think. I think that's when that happened.
June or July, yeah.
I think it was announced in E3 at E3 and then happened in July. I think that was it, but maybe wrong.
I know they also changed it where like what was it, like you could get at the back catalog for like a while after the game had after its month had passed, essentially.
I don't remember.
Because I know I got a lot of extra games like that because when I first got my PS4, I was looking through it and I saw some Vita stuff. I was like, I'll never have a Vita, but I might as well take this for free. Good thing I did because I have a Vita now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for 2 years now, every single month I have purchased, every PlayStation Plus game, even on Vita, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4. Even when I didn't have a Vita, I was doing that. So, like, as soon as I got my Vita, I had this giant backlog of games already, just like you just did. Yeah. So that's a really good move. Yeah.
Resogun for the Vita. It's okay, but it's better on the PS4.
Yeah, I like the whole as good as it can be without being great, playing on the words of our review scale, since 8.0 is great, and he put it as a 7.9. That was good. That was good. Good job, Brian. Okay, so we have one listener question we can go through before wrapping up episode 66.
It's from our golden boy.
And Golden Boy Tunde hit us up with that question. He asked, do you think Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty leaving IGN will severely impact the way provides...
the way IGN provides content.
Yeah, there you go. Since they are competing with people that drew in millions of fans to subscribe to their YouTube channel and visit their site daily. So I'm not sure I completely understand this.
So he's saying, do you think losing Greg Miller and Colin will, I guess, impact just will they have to make some kind of big change to appeal to the people who are there for Greg and Colin?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking he was saying too. The people that they're going to lose that are going to go over to Kind of Funny instead of IGN now.
Yeah. I know there's going to be that chunk of people who do that, but I don't think it's going to be like the majority of their audience, because if you think about it, the only thing that Greg Miller was doing was hosting, really. Which, I mean, yeah, he was a great host, but he was you see him a lot during the conferences, up at noon, and then beyond, and he had appearances on GameScoop from time to time. Mm-hmm. And personally, I really enjoyed Knocking Boots until they started making you pay for it, but and then Colin, he wrote editorial pieces and
reviews
previews, every now and again.
And he wrote news for major PlayStation stories.
Yeah, but he was mainly an editor. So, I mean, they're going to lose some people, but I don't think it's going to change all that much. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be an impact, obviously. If you just use myself as an example, one of the reasons I went to IGN every week was to get Podcast Beyond. Reason I go to get Podcast Beyond was because of Greg and Colin. That's not going to be the same. Whenever they finally hang it up and they move on from Beyond and somebody else takes over, I don't know if I will listen to it anymore. It's the reason I listen to Beyond is because of them. And it will never be the same without them, because the jokes, the inside jokes, the continued references, all that stuff is out the door as soon as they're gone. And it will not be the same podcast. And that's one of the things, up at noon, Greg leaving it, and it's just, I'm going to give it a chance, see how it is. But if it doesn't compare to what it was like with Greg on it, I won't go to IGN for that anymore either. I do go to IGN for news every day, and like you were saying, that Greg and Colin typically weren't the people who wrote those every day, and they weren't the reason people read stuff there every day. But it's just, there are people who only go there for video content who will no longer go there because of this. But there are other people who will like it better now that they're not there also. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to change much, but it's going to change. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's going to change as much because, unlike popular belief, you can watch Kind of Funny and go to IGN.
Yes.
No.
And, they're going to get new people in. They already have Max, I think it's Scoville.
Yeah, Max Scoville. Yeah. He's the Up at Noon guy now.
He's the new host.
And, IGN still runs some functions, and they still have, great people. They still have, Brian Altano and Damon Hatfield.
Yeah, they've got some great people still there.
Yeah, so it's not like IGN's going to really suffer, or it's going to it's going to impact the PlayStation community for sure, because we're going to have, an all-new Podcast Beyond, since, even last year, they had, 4 people? They had Greg, Colin, Andrew Goldfarb, and what is his name? God.
Are you talking about
Ryan Clements?
Yeah,
now all 4 of them are gone.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be kind of weird just for that podcast, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, one thing that the Tunde may be referring to here may not be so much about going there for news and stuff, but it may be something about if you're a daily listener or a weekly listener to Podcast Beyond, you'll often hear Greg say that people listen to IGN or listen to Podcast Beyond and never go to IGN. Like they just listen to the podcast. They've never gone to IGN or they never will. They don't care. They just want to listen to the podcast. And there are, what is it? They had over 1 million or like 750,000 listens or something like that 1 month, a few months ago, or something crazy number where it just listens to Podcast Beyond. And it's like a lot of those people are probably that way. They don't go to the news site every day and they just listen to the podcast to get their news and stuff like that. And can you imagine how many people will unsubscribe if Greg and Colin aren't on it anymore? If it's a new podcast, there's going to be a drop off in numbers, but who knows how big it'll be.
Well, I have some numbers right here because the moment we started talking about this, I looked it up. But I know Tunde referenced YouTube specifically. And Tunde, here's some numbers. So right now, the IGN, I guess the network is what I should be going off of. It's not that big of a difference. But IGN's network has 6,753,413 subscribers at this moment. And their views are 4,094,446,705 views.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to be hurting too bad. Whereas Kind of Funny, and I'm not going to add them up just because I didn't do it beforehand. I don't want to do it right now. But Kind of Funny, they're just the Kind of Funny channel, not Kind of Funny Games. Is that new. Yeah, it's new. Well, games I'm going to say in a minute, but Kind of Funny is at 112,777 subscribers and 13 million bunch of numbers views. So, and then Kind of Funny Games is at 44,000 subscribers, or 44.5 thousand subscribers and 416,000 views. So that's a pretty big disparity between what IGN's packing and what Kind of Funny has. So I know not everyone has made the move over to subscribing to Kind of Funny stuff, but if those numbers say anything, it's going to be that they're going to lose a good chunk of people, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be anything monumental for them.
Yeah, but that also doesn't take into account that this just happened 2 weeks ago, and Greg and them just now left, and Kind of Funny has only been a thing since September, and IGN's been a thing for many, many years, and there's like all kinds of other factors that skew the numbers a little bit one way or another, but in the end, I think we're all in agreement that it's not going to change a whole lot. Mm-hmm. It's just not. Too big of a thing. IGN's too big. All right, Oh, was there something else?
No. I mean, they're just at the top.
It's not. Yeah, and I didn't mean too big in a bad way. They're too big that they're not going to see like a significant loss from Greg and them leaving. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, there's always the haters on Facebook. Greg sucks. It's like, no, you suck.
That's your only argument. You suck, sir. You suck.
You internet fiend. You suck.
200 comments later, you suck. No, you suck. No, you suck. No, you suck.
Nintendo rocks. So there are not any. We didn't put any game releases this week, and this I didn't write a story up for it because like the only thing out this week was the DLC for Assassin's Creed and like Chariot for Wii U, which was released on Xbox One like 2 months ago, and it was honestly 2 or 3 things that weren't of very much significance. So yes, but
I don't see one Vita game. That's it. So.
Genesis, man.
What, guys?
You forgot about Alphadia Genesis.
Alphadia
Genesis.
But next week there will be games, so that's when the season starts back up. The whole release season. We'll start seeing more and more games every week after that point.
Oh!
So that'll be back.
Flappy Retro. Oh my
Flappy
God.
Retro. Oh man.
That came out on Tuesday for the Vita.
So that wraps up episode 66 of the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast. Oh, we release, we typically have been releasing on Tuesdays, but now that winter break is coming to an end and the school semesters are starting back up, we have to discuss when is the best time to record and release podcasts. We will announce everything. We'll let everybody know what's going on with that as soon as we come up with a set schedule. Hopefully it's going to be the same. Hopefully it doesn't change much. Hopefully it'll still be Tuesdays, and we'll release it Tuesday evenings like normal. But if there is a change, everybody will know. If you want to email us, you can email us at contact.mong@gmail.com. You could email us any questions you want us to read off on the podcast, any comments, anything like that. If you want to find us on Twitter, you can find us at mong.com, all spelled out, or you can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/mongnetwork, and on Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram by just searching for Middle of Nowhere Gaming. The website is, of course, middleofnowheregaming.com, where you can find all of our latest editorials, news, reviews, features, previews, all that other good stuff. Good times. And you can find us all personally on Twitter. You can find me at Osborne_2009. You can find Miles at
Furious Milk.
And you can find Sean at
Little Big Ham.
Little Big Ham. What was his nickname again?
Strong Finch.
Was that it? The Strong Finch?
Yeah,
okay.
I think it was Strong Finch.
The Strong Finch. Yes. Mong?
Keep it milky, folks.